Hey, y'all. What are we on today? Happy day, whatever day it is. I think it's Wednesday. Happy Wednesday to y'all. I still got the shower head. Sorry. Whenever I do early lives, well, semi early, when it's not the school year, well, even when it is the school year, usually my hair is going to be wet in the morning. So if you are still shower head too, you can still join us, grab some supplies. You don't have to have exactly what we have here today to play with this lettering. So as y'all know, or you might know, every day this week at 9 o'clock, we've been coming on showing you different ways to use lettering because we have found that lettering and art, it's not just fun and there's not just like a million ways to do it. Both those are true. It is fun. There are a million different things you can use with your lettering. We've shown you a few this week: door hangers, scripture cards. Today we're going to be on a composition book, just a regular composition book. There's lots of ways to use it, but also just art, lettering, creating, it is good for the soul. And we have seen that time and time and time again. It helps to relieve stress and anxiety. It adds a little bit of peace and play into your everyday. And we want to help facilitate that and give you just some ideas and a starting point for you developing the habit of doing something creative, a little bit of peace and play into your everyday. It doesn't have to take long. So today we are going to turn a regular composition book into a little personalized something. Now you could use this. I know it's, we have a designer doodler class that shows lots of other really colorful ways to decorate the fronts of these. But then once they're done, like, you can use these in so many different ways, from journals, if you've got something at school, like school notes, list. I have a bazillion of them all over the place. Some of it is my personal prayer journals. Some of it is something I'll take to church. Some of it is just whenever I go to conferences and want to keep everything in one thing. They're all into one book. So there's so many different uses for a notebook. So we're just going to show you how to take some paint and some Posca pens and get to going with it. Now, let me also remind you, we have our clipboard workshop is coming up. I think Kaylee, yep, I just see she just posted the link for you. So our clipboard workshop is coming up, to where we're going to teach you both of these designs and both of these lettering outlay, like the layouts. So you are going to, inside of that group, once you're in the Facebook group for this clipboard challenge or workshop, you are going to get the traceables that say "You matter" and "No more stinking thinking," that you can go over. We're going to show you how to use these in practice. We're going to walk you through everything very step by step. I had somebody ask if these were like we're Mod Podging these on. No, I'm teaching you how to draw and paint these. So it's a good idea. If you found some that were cute, you could Mod Podge cute little things all around the border. But in this particular class, we're using that Mod Podge for something else. So, but this is all drawing, painting, lettering in this, coming up July 27th, 28th, and 29th. So put it on your calendar, get that going. All right, so for today, I am doing the phrase "don't worry, pray," because this is basically my life verse. I am a natural, I'm a positive person, but a worst case scenario thinker. Does that make sense? Like, I don't feel down in the dumps and, oh, this is the worst thing's ever going to happen. I don't feel like that. I feel happy. I feel hopeful. I feel joyful. But my brain always is evaluating what could go wrong here, and let me make sure I avoid it. Okay. It's always thinking, always, like yesterday, we went to the Braves game. And it was super fun. We just got back late last night, which is another reason I'm slow to get dressed this morning. Still have bedhead, but we were going to the Braves game, and I had two benches that I had got from my dad. We're going to take to the studio, but they were in the back of the car, and I was like, we need to take those benches out before we go. And my husband's like, why? Because nobody's riding in the back. I'm like, well, just in case, like, we get hit from behind, and those benches are going to hit us in the back of the head, like, it's going to make it worse than it normally is. And he was like, okay. And I wasn't scared. I wasn't fearful, but like, I was just thinking, like, that could happen. That's just how my brain works. So that's just how I'm wired. So therefore, at a very young age, I saw that, that the verse that says, don't worry about anything, but pray about everything. And that has been something that I don't just hear one time and got it. It has to be a daily reminder. So If that is you too, then here is our little phrase that we are going to letter on this, and this would be great just for anything, just for something that you've got in front of you to see, for this message to remind you that, hey, like, worrying, it's not going to do a whole lot about it. Either do something about it, give it to God. Okay. Like, and that's kind of what I did yesterday. Okay. I'm like, I'm not going to like be scared to go anywhere. I'm going to do something about that bench in the back. And then I'm going to go and say a quick little prayer as we're on the road and driving back late, and give it to God. So let's get rolling. All right. So here is the composition book, just a regular one that I picked up. I think I got this one at Office Depot, but they've got them all over the place. Next up, I'm going to, since I know I'm going to paint this, I'm going to go ahead and move these out of the way too. I got a lot of stuff on my desk. Y'all might at any moment hear just an avalanche of stuff falling off. Don't mind that noise if you do. Okay, so I'm just gonna, this is an old scrap piece of paper that I'm just going to put on the inside here, okay? Just so that I don't get paint all on the pages underneath, all right? So there's that. I'm going to paint this with regular acrylic paint. Now, here's the deal. The kind of paint that you get is going to matter, and also the color. If you're using white, you would need to like do a lot of coats of this, and that's totally fine. Like, but I would say for sure, I love Americana Deco Art for their coverage. I'm using black today, but I'm just saying, the lighter color you use, the more coats you're going to need to do. I'm still going to have to do several coats, even using black. So this morning, I had to use what I had here at the house. So these are about empty. I dumped them out on the plate and then realized I'm not real sure if that's going to be enough. So what I did was I mixed a little bit of blue in here too, just because I thought, it'll be like a navy blue and it'll be fine. So that is what I got. So here I am. I'm just going to kind of mix it all up. The original one was just black though. All right. So here we go. We're going to mix it up, and then we are just going to first up cover this composition book. If you know anybody that would enjoy this, please feel free to share this video with them, because it's a fun little project that doesn't cost a lot of money. Also, if you know anybody that might be interested in the clipboard workshop that maybe wants a little bit, like this is super quick and easy, maybe a little bit more of the in-depth, the lettering, the painting, the sealing, lettering guides, things like that, that workshop's going to be a little bit more even than this. And our lettering club is opening on July 30th. So mark your calendars for that. If you are not in our lettering club and you are interested, it only opens a few times a year. And now is that time. So you can kind of see this right here. This is one of our happy mailboxes that I've got the computer sitting up on. I'm always super nervous that things are going to like fall on the computer. So we have it elevated. All right. So it looks on the screen as if that it's completely covered, but I can tell in some places it still needs a little bit more. So I'm going to kind of keep going. And I've also got a hair dryer handy so that in just a moment, I'm going to blow dry this, give it a blow dry, and then do another coat. All right. So here we go. This is looking pretty good. But let's give it a blow dry and then take a look at it. Just bear with me. Patience. It takes a little bit. Okay, so I see that there's still a few places that might need a little bit more coverage. So I'll do one more coat, and that should be it. We have been doing giveaways all week too. So if you want to, and if anybody can type this in the comments, it'd be great. Because I'm not able to when I'm live, but I can go back in later. But we're going to be giving away both this original sample and the one that I'm doing today for our giveaway today. So If you want the composition book, then text the word notebook. That way I know what drawing you are entering in. Text the word notebook to our text, which is you got to put that one in there, 334-249-1818. All right. If you can text the word notebook, we will be doing that giveaway and we will notify you through text. We have not selected yesterday's winners yet. So if you didn't go for that, you can do that one too. So yesterday, and it was honestly just because it was such a busy day with us going to the Braves game and leaving and all of that jazz. So we have our little scripture cards that we send to our lettering club. That was yesterday's giveaway. And it's you text the word cards to that same number. Thank you, Jackie. 1-334-249-1818. Perfect. Okay. I always doubt myself on that number. Like, is that right? I think it is. If you see that it's not, if you don't get a confirmation email from me, let me know. I'm pretty sure that's right. Okay, so there we go. We got that coat. I'm going to put my brush. Well, I'm probably not going to. I'm probably going to blow dry it, make sure it's good, and then I'll stick my brush into the water, and then we'll move on to the lettering. All right, here we go. Thank you so much, Christy, Jackie, those of y'all that are texting that. That is great. Okay, so all right, that is pretty good. There is a little bit of paint under this front cover, which is why I wanted this piece of paper to be there. I'm going to, I'm going to fold this over so that wet paint, this was an old lettering thing that I did. All right, so I'm just going to put this right up there. All right, so now I've got my my dry cover, and now I'm going to pencil in the lettering. So I'm putting my pencil up. I mean, not my pencil, my paintbrush up. I'm going to pull out our sample so you can look at that. I'm hoping that you're going to be able to see my pencil line. Okay. All right, so we are going to do the word pray first. So as you can see, there are a couple of different things happening here. First of all, there are two different fonts. We have this scripty font, and then we got this tall and skinny font. We thickened the downstrokes on these two. We did not on this. So we have a variation of style and a variation of thickness. Okay, so two things. And then we also see that we are fitting things in kind of like a puzzle. Okay, so whereas worry, for example, well, all of it, it's not, if you took a straight line, none of these are on a straight line. So we do pray, kind of like this. And then we do worry, just as fun as we want to. And then we fit the words worry into the area. Okay. So into this space. So the W started out a little small, but then since we had more space here, you see the R is a little bit bigger. Hope that makes sense a little bit. So again, inside the lettering club, which was open on July 30th, we go over this and over this and over this. We give you lettering guides that you can practice your lettering. We talk about the ways to connect, the ways to lay out your format. Then we give you every single month, you get things to practice your lettering. Just like we're practicing it here, every single month we are doing fun projects, and we even send you happy mail to your door that has stuff to help with this. So so just know that it takes practice. Keep on rolling with it. Okay, keep rolling. So let's go ahead with the word pray. So I'm just going to, there's my P. It's going to come up. I'm going to kind of have to do the, oh, you can't see it, can you? Ah, bummer. Okay. There's the P and the R. as you can kind of see. You'll be able to see it. If you cannot see it right now, you can wait until I start to go over it with my white pen. Doing my A, but you can totally see. Now, a little bit of paint just came off right there. Not a big deal because I'll be going over that with white anyway. Now, with this Y, notice that we're going up. So I'll do my little U shape. But then all of this space down here, we're going to have fun with that. And we are going to let it loop. Okay. Next up for the word don't. All right. So far, so here's the word pray. All right. So now I'm going to do the word don't. I'm just going to do it. I'm going to kind of think of going at an angle. I'm not going to draw a guideline. Sometimes we draw guidelines, but on this, I wouldn't be able to erase it real good. So I totally don't want to do that. Susan, I see that you wrote the word cards, but just a reminder, you've got to text that to our text list. That's where we do our, do the drawings from. I wish I had a not mechanical pencil, but it's okay. The mechanical pencil is a little bit sharper and it's kind of like pulling the paint up just a little bit, but it's okay. A dull pencil would be better right now. See, just pulled it up again. So there's the, did the first part of this. Now we're going to come down for that stroke. Going to get that O, N, and T. All right, so now I've got that in there, and I've actually wrote that a little bit smaller than I did on the first one. And I'm going to go in with the word worry. Tall and skinny. And again, all of these fonts we go over a lot slower inside the club. This morning, I just kind of want to show you ideas on ways to use these lettering. All right, so I've got all of that. Next up, we need to add our paint pens. So I love the Posca paint pens. That's not the only one that you can use. I just love it because it is good on multiple surfaces. So I like a one and done kind of a pen. So I'm going to put one thing to do. Never shake it with the top off. Never like pump it on your project. And here's another little thing I found out last week. Don't put it in your suitcase when you're flying overseas or flying in the air, because we went to Honduras last week or 2 weeks ago to visit some of our favorite people that all of y'all help us to support and feed through rice bowls. We're just so grateful and thankful for the opportunity to serve them. And with y'all's help, we have been able to provide over 40,000 meals this year, just this year. So we like to visit them and see them and do fun things with them. And so we did art camp with them a couple weeks ago in Honduras. We put these in our bag. We got to Honduras and started doing stuff. And I guess it was the air pressure or something. We started lettering and like it just, everything came out. I was like, oh my gosh. Reese and Mary Lee's, two of our Pizzazz team members were there. And they're like, oh, we've never seen that happen. I'm like, no, we have used Posca pens a bazillion times and never has it ever just bled out like that. But there must have been something with the air pressure or something. So anyway, so I shook it. I'll pump it over here somewhere where it's not going to bleed. And then let's get rolling with just tracing our pencil lines. So do you see how smooth it just writes? That's why I love it. All right. So we just traced it to begin with. Then I'm going to, Karen said, this is a great question. Karen says, if we already received text, do we still need to text notebook to the number? If you can, it will help us know. But just because whenever we do these little daily drawings, we are kind of looking at who wants what. You know, if you wrote the word cards, that means you want the cards. If you wrote the word notebook, it means you want that. So it's just helpful. But you're right. We do use our whole text list. But whenever there's the keywords, it just helps us know what you want. Of course, you might just be happy with anything, so that's fine too. All right, so I outlined it, then I thickened the downstrokes. I didn't thicken everything, I just thickened the downstrokes. Now I'm going to come back in and fill those in. I could leave them open. Leaving them open is a style as well, and it's totally fine. I like it, the open style too. I'm just going to be teaching it like this. For the rest of this week, Kaylee is going to be here teaching you on our 9 o'clock lives. I am leaving in just a few hours for a conference in Nashville, which I'm super excited about. Lots of other friends who also teach in the online space will be there. It's always good just to go and to learn and to grow. And a lot of times I get fun ideas for things to offer y'all too, for those of y'all that are in the club. So I will be leaving for Nashville in a few hours. So Kaylee will be on tomorrow and Thursday showing you two things. She's going to show you a watercolor and lettering one day. And then one day she is going to show you inside of our prayer journals. We sent the prayer journals to our lettering club a couple of weeks ago, but also we have them for sale in our shop as well. The prayer journals, every single day, there's this big blank space that you can letter in. And so we've been going through it for a couple of months inside the club, but Kaylee's going to come on and just show you a little bit of a lettering idea and layout that you could do inside of anything. You could do inside of this composition book. You can do it on a piece of paper. Yes, she'll be in the prayer journal. But you know, you can do it on whatever. But we do have those prayer journals for sale in our shop online, and the Tombow pens that she'll be using. So if you don't have it and you want it after you check it out, she'll have those as well. Okay. It's kind of scratchy. All right. So I did my don't and my pray. I just outlined it. And then I thickened the downstrokes. Next up, I think, let me see. I'm seeing some questions. Hang tight. Let's see. How do you get on the text list? All you got to do is text a word. And today's word, if you want this, is notebook 2. And here's the number 1334. Do I have this anywhere? Let me see if I've got a banner. Yes. Okay. Don't text the word blooms. This is an old something. There's the number. Okay. So text the word notebook to 1-334-249-1818. All right. So that's how you get on our text list. Let's see. Thank you, Kelly. And those of y'all saying safe travels to Nashville, I appreciate it. I'm going to have to find me a good podcast. Maybe I want to call some friends and catch up with them too. That's why it's fun on a longer drive, just to talk through, have the Bluetooth going and to catch up. Nina says, just joined the live. How do you join the club? The club is not open until the 30th. But if you're on that text list, you will totally know because we'll send you a message. You can also go to our website, pizzazzonline.com. And right now you could see where it says the lettering club. You can click on that, check it out. It shows you a little bit about the club. The doors just aren't open. It won't let you join yet, but you can read all about it if you want to. Let's see if there's any other. Deborah, thank you. I thank you for those sweet words of encouragement. I'm glad that it's been good for you. I think it's been good for anybody who takes the time for themselves for peace and play every day. You're a better person. So you should, I pray that it is a blessing. All right. So there's the W. There's the O. And this is really easy peasy. This is just the tracing. Okay. It's just tracing. Julie says, what is the cost? So I'm not sure what you're talking about. So we have two things happening. We have our clipboard class that's coming up, our clipboard workshop. That is just $10. That's going to be 3 nights for about 30 minutes. This, we'll go through both of these. We will give you the drawing outlines for both of those. So the clipboard class is just $10. It's kind of like a sneak peek into the club, kind of like this is too. Like you get to kind of see how we teach. And if you're interested, the club is a lot more than just online lessons, though. It's online lessons every single week. We're going live. It's on Tuesdays. We do a daily devotional on Tuesdays. We send you happy mail to where you get a physical package delivered to your door every single month that has scripture cards and stickers and supplies in it. So it's fun. So all of that plus the cost of shipping is included is $45. So that's the lettering club. And then so $10 for the workshop. The whole shebang is $45. All right. So don't worry, pray. We got that. Next up are the polka dots. This is the last thing. And let me just tell you, I have been all over the place between the studio and here, and I don't think I remembered my polka dot brush. So I'm going to tell you how to use it, but then I'm going to have to use a paintbrush. Okay. We're going to make do with what we got. So with the polka dot brush, you know how it's circled? You would just dip it in your paint. So I'm going to get some white Americana paint. Okay, let's just pretend like I have it. Okay, so if you've got your little brush, we'll use this, but this is not it. It should be the round one. Okay, you are going to dip it, and then you're going to wipe it off. Okay, you need to wipe it off. This is going to be your imaginary round brush. Okay, then when you go to do this, you don't just go up and down. You go down, and then you twist it. So you dot, twist, and then pull up. That's going to get you the best thing. Again, with a round brush. I just can't find my round sponge brush. You probably could honestly do it like this too. Yeah, you could. I don't know if I'd be the best. I think I'd be better at, I'll try one of these using this, but then I might go to my paintbrush. Pamela, thank you. Yes. So Pamela says the club fee helps feed rice bowls. Yes. So the kids I was just talking to you about that we have been able to provide 40,000 meals for just this year. That is because of our club members, our kids club members, the people who come to our studio. So for every person we teach, and we made this vow several years ago, for every person we teach online or in the studio, we feed a kid for a day. And so y'all, and that's every single month. And so y'all have helped us to be able to do that. We are talking about doing, well, we for sure are going back to Honduras next year. We go every year. We're talking about opening up to some of our club members and people. Got another friend who might jump on board with that, who has an online membership. We'll see. More to come on that. All right, so let's just kind of play with this. I'm going to kind of go down. I usually don't like doing this because I just feel better with another paintbrush. I don't like it. I know that a lot of people do this. I just feel better with it did it. But I just, give me a paintbrush. That's what I feel like. I just want a paintbrush. Because so that was possible to do with our little flat brush. The circular brushes work better. I just forgot it today. All right, so I'm just going to dip my paintbrush into, and it's a smaller paintbrush this time, and I'm going to just start just doing some circles. Little half circles in some places. Let's see. How do I renew my yearly membership? Usually Leslie reaches out to you. Like if you got a yearly membership and it's going to be up, Leslie usually reaches out to you to check on that if you are wanting to continue or not. So that is that. Let's see. I've asked this before, but one more time. Terry, I don't see what you asked before though. I see your question that says I've asked this before, but one more time. I don't know. I can't find it. So ask it again, maybe. Sorry, Charlie. Let's see. I'm going to go in a circle like this. Maybe did I already answer it? Maybe, I don't know. Oh, there you go. Asked it again. Maybe weren't there any sisters out there who love videos and mail but have not yet done anything? That's okay, Terry. Okay, so Terry is saying that she loves watching the videos. She loves getting the happy mail, but she hasn't done the projects yet. But guess what? They're in your library. So when you're a member, you've got a whole library full of stuff that you can do whenever. And we make a point that a lot of our things don't take a lot of time, because the number one thing we hear from people is they don't have a lot of time. This morning, it is 9:29, y'all. Again, we have been pretty consistent without even trying. Most of our projects that we've been doing this week, 30 minutes tops. Okay. So we're going to be done with this at about the 30-minute mark. And that's with me chit-chatting and answering your questions and everything. So 30 minutes. Once you have your supplies out, it doesn't take a lot of time just to add that piece and play into your everyday. So to answer that question, even if you hadn't done anything, you've got the library full of videos for as long as you are a member. Okay. If you're a member, you've got the library. So I think I'm just going to stop. Maybe we'll do a little bit right here. A little curve. So there is that for this morning. Let me see if I've got anything else. Let's see. I can't say who this is. This is So Perfect for Me Church has a card ministry, and now I'll be able to go and make some pretty cards. Yes. Did you watch yesterday's? Because yesterday's would be really good too. God is so good. I'm also happy to learn that the club fee goes to feed rice bowls. Yes. That's just such a it's such a blessing that the Lord, He's just so good. I remember a long time ago, like probably 13 years ago, a long time ago. I had just started Pizzazz. I had a newborn at the time, and I remember seeing Tom's shoes. I went to a conference in California, and he was a speaker. My brother was a speaker on one stage, and then I was like, I'm gonna go watch him, and then I'm gonna go watch this guy Blake from Tom's Shoes. And I loved the give back mission behind Tom's Shoes, of how every shoe that they sold, they would provide one to a kid in need. And I was so drawn to that, and so wanted something like that in my own business. Well, actually, I didn't even know if it was possible in my own business. I applied to go with them on a trip. They back in the day, they used to have like these big like a promotion to where you could enter to win a trip with the Tom's team. And I remember I entered, and was in the top whatever, and people had to go and vote, and I didn't win the trip. But I thought, how good is God that, I was trying to jump onto another business that was doing this to see what it was like. And around that same time, I learned about rice bowls, and we weren't supporting them on a monthly basis at the time. We were just saying, this is a cool, rice bowls is such um, a cool way to teach kids about giving back. Because at the time, I was just teaching at the studio, just kids classes and adult classes at the studio. We did nothing online. And I was in a time of just being very prayerful about, God, let me be a good steward of what you've given me. And one of those stewardship things was teaching all these kids, because we would have between 80 and 100 kids a month, teaching these kids how to give back. Because I saw that we are living in a me generation where a lot of these kids were real focused on self, and let's take a selfie and how many likes can I get, and self. And I just thought, what can I do who I've got these kids to show these kids how to give back. Well, Rice Bowls has these little rice bowls that are like a physical piggy bank. So we started with just giving our kids those rice bowls, letting them collect their change and see how many meals they could give, just the kids. And that is what started the whole rice bowls journey with us. Then after going to that first trip with them was when we said, you know what, we're gonna do a 1-for-1 model, kind of like several years back. I remember seeing that Tom's 1-for-1 model with their shoes, and I was so inspired. And then God was so good to be able to say, you know what, like, I've given you this business, and this is one of the ways I want you to also use this. So now we get to go on our own trips to people that our own business helps to feed. So it's just so sweet of God to fulfill those desires, and sometimes in ways that we didn't even know we were looking for. So thank y'all for being a part of that journey as well. Let's see. Nan, thank you. Y'all are so sweet. So Nan says the club is fun. It's so much more than lettering and artwork. It is like a support group on steroids. I do believe that too. The focus on God, praise, joy, and gratitude will change your life. Kasey is so motivational. Try it. Thank you. Thank you so much, Nan. I feel like it's that's a fun way to put it. A support group on steroids. I think so too, because we support each other, we pray for each other, we pray with each other, we keep our mind focused on what is good and positive and true, and we do art and lettering together. So that's just like the fun bonus. So that is it for this morning, y'all. I'm about to go finish packing because I have not even packed completely for the Nashville trip, and I need to be leaving in about an hour. So I'm going to go finish packing, getting all of that stuff done. Y'all be on the lookout tomorrow, Thursday and Friday for Kaylee. She will be in here. Y'all give her some support. She'll be in here teaching y'all a couple of fun things as well. Also, again, at 9:00. And please don't forget, because it's coming and then it'll be gone, our clipboard workshop. If you want to do more little workshop-y type stuff with painting and lettering, you can also do these. It doesn't have to be a clipboard. You could get another notebook and do this design on a notebook. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be teaching it to you step by step, showing you our favorite colors, giving you outlines for the lettering. It's going to be a good time. That's July 27th, 28th, 29th, just $10. And there is a link somewhere in here. I will try to repost it once we once we get off. So that's it for now, y'all. Y'all have a good day. See ya. See ya.